Hello, this is Mr. Kent of MrKent.com. This video is for a friend who wanted to know about zooming in and out. We both use the same video editor, and I thought, well, this is kind of fun to do. I'll just show him how I do mine. And this is the video that I made using the flight plan to do vertical legs. And so I just took a section out of here, and I'll be showing basically two things that I do when I zoom. So let's start this video up, and as you can see, I'm zooming in. This is kind of a fast zoom, and he wanted to know how to do a slow zoom. So in this lesson, I'll show how to change that and how to make minor changes and major changes. And also, as I'm sitting there getting ready to do my flight plan, you'll see here in a minute how we do a traveling zoom. In other words, where we follow and we zoom in on an object and then follow it along. So here we go. Notice the shadow on the ground. Now, I was complaining in this video about the sun being in my eyes. Watch where the shadow goes and you'll understand why I was complaining. Right across my face, so I could not see the drone. Anyway, that's the purpose of this video, and we'll get into it right now. Alright, as I said, the video that I'm going to use is the one that I made to do the vertical leg in a flight plan. So we'll go ahead and we'll open up Power Director. And this is an old computer, so it's going to probably want to run real slow while I'm trying to do all this, but we'll get her done anyway. Alright, we're in Power Director, so I'm going to go over here to File, and we're going to Import. See if we can go to the right folder here. And we want to go up one. There we go. We're going to import my video. Then we're going to drag it down to the timeline. And this video doesn't have any audio. Alright, now I don't want to use the whole video. I like to, if I'm not going to need to use the whole video, I'll just we'll cut off the parts that we don't, cut out the parts that we don't want. So let's see here. We're not there, and we're going to go about here. Yeah, that's a good place. Let's see what it looks like. Alright, we're going to play it. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so we're going to cut it in half because we don't need the second half, and we'll remove that. Okay, and we'll go back to the beginning, and then I'm going to we'll run it through up to the point that I'm finished doing the part where I'm trying to set up the flight plan to where just about ready to move. And the way that I do videos is I cut the parts in half, so when I do a zoom part, I don't mess up the rest of the video. So we're just about ready to move here, I think. It's going to be a little jerky because I've got too many things running on this computer right now. There we go, right there. Alright, so we'll go ahead and cut that right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this little plus button down here, make this a little easier to work with. Okay, so we'll do that, and let's see where we are here. We'll start playing again. Okay, yeah. We're going to go back to about here. Okay, now I'm going to cut this in half. And I'm only going to work on the first half to do the slow zoom. Okay, so now we're going to go up and click on Tools, right there, and on Power Tools, and we're going to click on Crop and Zoom, and that will get us in here pretty soon. There we are. Okay. Now down here at the bottom you've got a timeline, and you can see that there's already a keyframe at the beginning, okay? And we're going to be working with keyframes the whole way through. And so what we want to do is come up to about, maybe halfway through here. And nothing's changed much. And so we'll go right there, okay? So nothing has changed much in that whole time. Oh, by the way, let's go back here to the beginning. I like to start my zoom after the cut that I've made. So we're going to go ahead and go over here and click on this little double diamond thing, duplicate keyframe. Now we're going to click on the duplicate the previous one. So now our video from the beginning to this point is going to be just like it was when we cut out of it, regardless of where we're located. Now we'll come down here somewhere and we'll click on the timeline. And now we're going to create a new keyframe. Okay, let's actually drag this a little further. Let's go that way. If we want a slow zoom. And we'll click a new keyframe. Now when you do that, you'll notice all the corners have little dots on them. And there's a little blue dot right there in the center, okay? And so we're going to zoom in on me and my sweetheart. Now if you zoom in too far, it gets blurry. But that's okay for certain purposes, and it's not okay for others. So you have to decide how far you want to zoom in. So I'm up here at the right-hand corner, and I always have to pause and then hold the mouse down a couple of seconds for it to really grab a hold. So now we're going to bring this in, and you can see up in the right-hand corner of the page here that I'm zooming in, and this is what the people will see from this zoom. Now I grab a hold of the blue dot in the center, and I move it up, and I can put it so I'm centered. Me and my sweetie are centered. Now below this picture here, you can see where I can change the aspect ratio, and a lot of times I'll come down here to freeform, and freeform lets me make any kind of shape I want when I zoom in. But standard right now is 16 by 9, so we're just going to leave it like that. So now it's going to zoom in to this point gradually. All right. So we're going to move on down the timeline. We'll leave it right there, and we'll get down here, and we're going to tell it to just keep that zoom for a few seconds, and we'll click the duplicate keyframe. And so now during this period right in through here, it's going to stay just the same as it was. Now when we get out of this, when we get back to normal, we want this zoom to be back like the page was. And so what I always do, and I don't know if I do it the right way, you know, I might be doing all things wrong, but it works for me. So I come over the blue dot, and I need to get a hold of it and bring it right down to where the yellow dot is, right down here. You can see here. Hold our mouse over the corners. Where are the corners? There we go. And zoom this back out to the full screen. If I can get it out there. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now we click on OK. And we'll go to our movie and we'll hit stop. And we'll play that. And we'll see what happens here. Okay, now it starts. He takes off. And now he starts to zoom in. Very slowly. You notice it's a little bit blurry. And then it zooms out. And we're through with our zooming session. Okay, now it's going to go to the next session. Alright, with all the mistakes and everything, I'll try to cut out the ones that are just annoying. But anyway, now we're going to go to the next section. The next section is, well, first of all, we're going to save our project, okay? We'll click on Save As, and we're going to go to the folder we're working in, and we'll just call this demo. Demo zoom. Zoom demo. ZOOMDEMO. All right. Now let's follow the shadow that is going to come flying up over the top of me. All right, so we'll get to here, and what we want to do is start our zoom right. We'll start right about here. Now this is a little bit more, it's a little more difficult, but we'll see how we do here. Okay, so we're going to select the video and go over and click on the slice or split tool, and this is the part of the video that we're going to make the zoom in. So we're going to go back to Tools, Power Tools, Crop and Zoom, all right, and we have a keyframe already at the, if we hit the stop button, we have a keyframe already down there. So we're going to, first of all, we're going to create a keyframe that says stay, just like the when we got in here. So go click on the double diamond, and that'll make it look like the previous position. Now we're going to hit play. Well, actually, I'm just going to move the pointer. Now, so far, the pointer, everything is, we've got to give the computer time to catch up here. Okay, everything is fine, but right about here is where we want to zoom in on the shadow. Okay, so we're going to create a keyframe, and we're going to go to the outside corners and grab a corner here, and we're going to hold my finger on it for a couple of seconds. Now we're going to drag it in. Okay, so now we've zoomed in that far, and we'll keep the blue dot on the shadow. Okay, so there's our shadow, there's our blue dot. Now we're going to move a little further down the timeline and give the computer time to catch up. Oh, we went too far. Okay, we're going to go back here. And I'm sorry I got such a slow computer. Okay, so we want to create a keyframe here that zooms in a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to zoom in a little bit more than we were, and our blue dot happens to be right on the shadow. So we're doing good so far. Now we're going to go a little bit further into the timeline. We'll move about to here and see what it looks like. Okay, now you can see that we're still pretty much on the shadow, but we're going to create another frame, keyframe, and we're going to zoom in just a little bit more. Actually, I think the shadow, I'm not sure. I think the shadow's down closer to my hip, but we'll see. About there. Okay. Now we'll go a little bit further on our timeline down here, and we went too far. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, and trying to find the shadow, but I don't see it, so I think we're probably going to just leave it right there, and we'll bring our blue line down over to about there. Now we'll go a little bit further. I got to go back here and see where we are here. Let's see. Go back to this one. There's the shadow. There's the shadow. There's the shadow, and we're still following it. Okay. And then there's, okay, so the shadow's on me now, and we'll click on this one. Where are we at? Okay, so there it is. So now we just go a little bit further. And the shadow, I think probably, I can't even see it, but anyway, I think it's still on me. So we'll go ahead and just move a little further, and we'll go ahead and create a point there, and we'll move this down on top of me, and we'll make another. We'll go up here a little ways, and boy, I've lost that shadow. Anyway, we'll go a little further, and we'll see how this works. We'll go ahead and we'll make one more, and we'll bring this blue dot down to way down here somewhere. Okay, now we're going to go over here, and this is where and I think we'll just start zooming out. So we'll create one more. Okay, and then we'll start bringing this back up to where we started. And we'll just zoom it out real quick here. So we're going to get right over the yellow dot, and nope, you know what? That's not where it goes. It goes way up here to this guy. That's where we need to go. All right. We'll get to there, and then we'll pull this stuff all out to the end. That's going to be a real quick zoom. Okay? And then we're going to go clear down to the end. And we're going to say duplicate the last keyframe. Alright, now we'll see how this works. We'll go to stop over here on the left hand side, and we'll play this through. Let's do this. Let's click on OK and see what it looks like in real life. Alright, we're going to click on movie, and here we go. There we go. There. Now that's zooming in about like I wanted to. So we had the other thing come in there, but I think we got it. All right. So that's basically that's how you do zooming. So for the time being, I want to thank you for watching, and God bless.